Okay, so let us see what happened next. So Abdul Kalam, he was having 3 friends and he told about all those 3 friends to us. Okay. Now let us see where were we? We were here. We were here on this paragraph, page number 70. All of you, please. We are on this 5th paragraph. Okay. So during the annual Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony, our family used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying idols of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site situated in the middle of the pond called Rama Tirth, which was near our house. Okay. Further, events from Ramayana and from the life of the prophet were the bedtime stories my mother and grandmother would tell the children in our family. So Rama Kalyanam ceremony is known as Kalyanutsav. Okay, it means marriage festival. Okay, don't get confused. Rama Kalyanam means marriage festival. In South India, marriage is known as Kalyanam. So Lord Ram and Sita's marriage is called So the Lord Rama and Sita's marriage is called the Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony. It is the ceremony of the depiction of the marriage between Sita and Ram. So whenever the Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony used to take place, APJ's family also took part in it. They used to arrange the boats for it. They used to make a special platform on the boats on which the statue of Ram and Sita were placed and transported from the temple to the marriage site, which was in the middle of a pond named Rama Tirth. Okay, this pond was near APJ's house. When he was growing up, he never thought that there was any difference between Hindus and Muslims, as they participated in the Hindu festivals wholeheartedly. APJ further says that they listen to stories from the Ramayana and the life of the prophet from their mother and grandmother as bedtime stories. तो जब वो रात को सोते थे तो उनकी जो उनकी दादी थी और मदर थी, she used to tell them those bedtime stories of Ramayana. So they listened to stories of both Hindu gods and Muslim gods. There was no differentiation on grounds of religion. Now let us see. One day when I was in the 5th standard at the Rameswaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to our class. I used to wear a cap which marked me as a Muslim, and I always sat in the front row next to Ramananda Sastri, who wore the sacred thread. The new teacher could not stomach a Hindu priest's son sitting with a Muslim boy. Okay, so could not stomach a Hindu priest's son sitting with a Muslim boy. In accordance with our social ranking, as the new teacher saw it, I was asked to go and sit on the back bench. I felt very sad, and so did Ramananda Sastri. He looked utterly downcast as I shifted to my seat in the last row. The image of him weeping when I shifted to the last row left a lasting impression on me. Now see how much good friendship and bonding they both were having. These small kids, they actually do not know about the caste, religion. They just knew that we are friends, and what an innocence they have. A purity in their friendship. There is no fakeness, nothing. Okay, what happens here? Let us move to the explanation. So there is a word could not stomach. Could not stomach. Here also it is written the meaning could not tolerate. Okay. So APJ was saying that this new teacher, okay, new teacher could not tolerate that a Hindu priest's son was sitting next to a Muslim boy. He told APJ to go and sit on the last bench as he belonged to a lower rank of the society just because he is a Muslim. Both the children felt very bad, very bad. Okay. Then what happened? When APJ changed his seat and went back and sat on the last bench, Ramananda felt very bad. APJ still remembers the image of his friend Ramananda crying. He was crying that my friend has been sent back to sit. It left a lifelong impression on Kalam of his friend's feelings for him. Okay, so I hope this much is clear to all of you. There is a word utterly downcast, if you can see here, downcast. What does it mean? Downcast means sad or depressed. Meaning is given here in the book itself. Okay, so now let us move to the next stanza. After school we went home and told our respective parents about the incident. Lakshmana Shastri summoned the teacher and in our presence told the teacher that he should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. He bluntly asked the teacher to either apologize or quit the school and the island. Not only did the teacher regret his behavior, but the strong sense of conviction Lakshman Shastri conveyed ultimately reformed this young teacher. So, now see what's happening here. So, first of all, let me quickly tell you the meaning of the words. Here it is written summoned. So, summoned means called. Summoned means called. Actually, when we officially call someone, that is called summoned. So, here it means called. Okay. Then bluntly. He bluntly asked. So, that means he speaking in a direct and honest way. Okay. Even if this offends or upset people, but still no worries, talking directly and to the point. Okay. Then there is another word, apologize. I hope you all might be knowing the meaning of this word, apologize. Where it is? Yes, it is here. Apologize means to seek pardon. Okay, to pardon. Then quit means to leave. Here it is, quit. Quit means to leave. And conviction, very important word. Use this word when you will write your answers. Conviction means a strong opinion or belief. It's already given in the book itself also. Let me show you. It's here. You can see conviction means a strong opinion or belief. Okay. And convey means to communicate. Convey, it's here. Conveyed means to communicate. Now see what is the meaning, the explanation. Both children went home and told their parents about this incident, and Ramanand's father, Lakshmana Shastri, okay, called the new teacher and scolded him. Why he called the new teacher? Because he was a priest and he was at a very good position. He told him not to kill the children's friendship by putting the venomous discrimination of caste and religious into their innocent minds. Lakshmana Shastri was very clear in himself. He told the teacher, either you ask sorry for the wrong you have done or else leave the school and Rameswaram town also. The teacher asked sorry for the mistake he had done, and due to Lakshmana Shastri's determination, his thoughts about religion and caste changed. Okay, now turn the page. We are on page number 72 now. On the whole, the small society of Rameswaram was very rigid in terms of segregation of different social groups. However, my science teacher, Siva Subramanya Iyer, though an orthodox Brahmin with a very conservative wife, was something of a rebel. He did his best to break social barriers so that people from varying backgrounds could mingle easily. He used to spend hours with me and would say, Kalam, I want you to develop so that you are on par with the highly educated people of big cities. before explanation, again the difficult words. Rigid. Rigid means strict. Okay, so rigid means strict. Then there is another word, segregation. Segregation means separation. Then the next word is orthodox. Orthodox, I want you to use this word. It is very important word. One who follows the religion strictly, जो अपने धर्म को बहुत strictly follow करते हैं, those are called orthodox. Okay. Conservative means traditional wife. Conservative wife, traditional wife who believes in traditions so very much. Rebel. If you remember, you had a poem also in class 6th or 7th, I don't remember. In 8th, yes. So rebel means in opposition. Mingle means interact with each other. And the last word in this paragraph is on par. On par means at the same level. On par means at the same level. Okay. So word meanings must be clear. Now let us move to the explanation. The division of society into 4 groups: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras was strictly followed in Rameswaram. Abdul Kalam's science teacher Siva Subramanya Iyer was a religious person, an orthodox Brahmin, but was a rebellious type of person. Rebellious means though he was from a very orthodox family background, but he is ready to adapt to the new atmosphere, new environment. Okay, he was not that strict. Okay, he feels like wherever we get the good things, we should adopt it. Whatever religion, whatever person it may be. Okay, he did not believe in distinction on the basis of the caste system. He worked very hard to break these social barriers. Who? The science teacher. He wanted that people of different castes should interact with each other. He encouraged APJ Abdul Kalam to work hard so that he could be at the same level as the highly educated people who lived in big cities. Now let us move to the next paragraph. One day he invited me to his home for a meal. His wife was horrified at the idea of a Muslim boy being invited to dine in her ritually pure kitchen. Her wife, it's written above, you can see conservative wife, it's written now conservative wife. Conservative wife means who believes in traditions very much, who follow all the traditions. So she was a Hindu and she was very much tense that a Muslim boy will be here at my home and he is invited for the dinner. She was very worried. She refused to serve me in her kitchen. She refused her husband that I will not allow that Muslim boy to enter my kitchen. Siva Subramanyam Iyer was not perturbed. Okay, perturbed means upset. Perturbed means upset. So he was not at all upset, nor did he get angry with his wife. He was very balanced, calm, but instead served me. How he served him? Served me his own hands and sat down beside me to eat his meal. So he find out the solution. This way you can see the picture also. It's there in your book. Open your book, read the story, start reading. Your reading will also improve and you will get to know about the chapters also. Your chapters are very, very interesting. It's about the people, the very famous people. So start reading. His wife watched us from behind the kitchen door. I wondered whether she had observed any difference in the way I ate rice, drank water or cleaned the floor after the meal. When I was leaving his house, Siva Subramanya Iyer invited me to join him for dinner again the next weekend. Observing my hesitation, he told me not to get upset, saying, once you decide to change the system, such problems have to be confronted. When I visited his house the next week, Siva Subramanya Iyer's wife took me inside her kitchen and served me food with her own hands. So see, the change has come. We are the one to bring the change. Okay, and whenever something changes, few difficulties occurs. People, they feel like they become rigid to adapt to that also. They crib also. But finally everything happens. Okay. So what he says, he said that he himself served food, who, the science teacher, to APJ and sat down beside him to eat. His wife stood beside the kitchen door and looked at APJ while he was having food. APJ says that he does not think that she felt there was any difference in the way he was having his food, or the way he was drinking water, or in the way he cleaned the floor after the meal. He wants to say that everybody eats in the same manner, whether he is a Hindu or a Muslim. He wants to highlight that religion does not matter, as it does not alter the way in which a person eats food. Okay. So further he says that when APJ was about to leave Subramanya Iyer's house, he invited him for dinner once again. When Subramanya Iyer saw that APJ Abdul Kalam was hesitant, he asked him not to be upset. He added that if he had decided to change the system, to go against the norms of the society, he had to be strong and brave and confront the situation. Okay, he says that you have to face the challenges which will come. So when he visited Siva Subramanyam Iyer's home for dinner the next week, his wife made him sit in the kitchen and served him food with her own hands. This is the change that happened. Then, now let us move forward. Then the Second World War was over. India's freedom was imminent. Indians will build their own India, declared Gandhiji. The whole country was filled with an unprecedented optimism. I asked my father for permission to leave Rameswaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramananthapuram. So when he so he was imminent means there is a word imminent. If you can see imminent, here it is. Imminent means about to happen. Okay, imminent means about to happen. Then there is a word unprecedented, that means never done or known before. And then there is a word optimism. Where it is? Yes, here it is, optimism. So optimism means hope. Optimism means HOPE, hope. Okay, hope or cheer here. So when the Second World War got over in the year 1945, India was about to get freedom, which happened in the year 1947. Mr. Gandhi, known as the father of the nation, was a crucial part of India's freedom struggle. He said that Indians would build their own India. The entire country was filled with hope and happiness. Everyone was experiencing such a feeling which they had never felt before. Everyone was hoping that now they would get their freedom. Okay, so further he says that I asked my father to allow me to go to Ramananthapuram, which was the district headquarters for higher studies. So he wanted to go to the higher studies. Okay, so turn the page. We are on page number 74 now. He told me as if thinking aloud, Abu, I know you have to go away to grow. Does the seagull not fly across the sun, alone and without a nest? He quoted Khalil Gibran to my hesitant mother. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. APJ Abdul Kalam, an extract from Wings of Fire. So, he says that in reply, when I asked my father that please allow me to go to Ramananthapuram for higher studies. So, in reply, his father told him that he knew that APJ needed to go away so that he could move ahead in life. He gave the example of a seagull. Seagull is a bird. Seagull is a kind of a bird, okay? So he gave the example of a seagull which flies away in the sky all alone and does not have a nest. It means it does not have a home of its own, as it keeps on flying from one place to another. So similarly, his father says, when APJ's mother came to know that he was about to leave home and wanted to go to Ramananthapuram for higher studies, she got upset. So APJ's father tried to calm her down and told her a few lines from a famous poem called titled Your Children, written by Khalil Gibran. So he said that your children are not your children. They are the children of life. Don't think that you can rule your children. They are a result of life's desire for itself. They have their own thoughts. He asked her to give them freedom to fulfill their thoughts. So very supportive father, okay, and very loving mother APJ Abdul Kalam was having, okay, because see how they are supporting him to go further for the studies. And in return, APJ Abdul Kalam has also proved himself. He has made his parents proud. You all know what a genius scientist he was, and what a great president he was. So dear students, this is all about our chapter. I hope the chapter must be clear to you. Read the chapter. It is a very nice autobiography of APJ Abdul Kalam. You must know about him because he has made our country proud. So we are covering till here in this video. In my next video, I will discuss a brand new chapter. Question answers I'll send in the form of PDF as usual. I am sending to you all. Do your work regularly. Anytime I can check your notebook. Very soon I am going to provide a test link also to you all for a revision, and I will share your marks with you. So please take care of yourself. Stay home. Stay safe. Bye-bye.